Hello, 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 and welcome to Emotional Response Podcast. This is Ivory, Life Coaching with Inc. How are you doing today? First thing that comes to mind, I want to say and encourage others, when in doubt, just stand still. When in doubt, just stand still. It doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean pull out. It doesn't mean abort mission. It doesn't mean that you need to second guess yourself. Stand still. Stand still until your mind re-centers and you stay on course. Doubt is a part of the process. Don't matter what you're going through, how you look at it, whether you're about to get married, whether you are about to take this big project on, whether you are traveling overseas, doubt is a part of the process. If you don't feel doubt, then you need to start questioning why you're so confident, because it's a part of your insecurities. It's a part of your fears. And it comes up not to dominate you or govern you, but to remind you of who has control. You don't have your emotions control you. You control your emotions. And so be reminded of that. You know, I always do little snippets in the beginning. Our topic today is check on your strongest friend. I say this at a time when the weather is fluctuating, life is fluctuating, relationships is fluctuating, jobs are fluctuating. And so you don't want to be so absorbed in your life that you forget to check on your strongest friend. You might not know all the details in their life. They might be used to being the available ear or the available person to hear your thoughts, wonders, and fears, or even others. They might be the person that has to be there for their family at all times. And then when they hang up the phone, or when they remove themselves from whatever situation they're in, to encourage others, to be others' strength, they go back and their love bank is at a negative. It's at a negative or zero balance. And you might say to yourself, well, that's an opportunity, like I always encourage, to spend time with self, to do meditation. And that's true. And in addition, it's okay to have relationships that pour into you as well, that remind you that you're thought of, you're cared about. Check on your strongest friend. Signs that your strongest friend might need to be checked on is if all their activities is being there for everybody else. And when you call them and you say, how you doing? And they say, you hear that? You hear that? It's silence, but it's something going on in the silence. It makes you wonder. The minute it goes silent, just say, I'm here. I'm here. And they might just be giving you silence because nobody actually calls or comes by or reaches out to them to see how they're doing. And so that activity feels unusual to the point that they sit there and they like, wow, someone took the time out. Another sign is if they're busy and constantly doing stuff that you don't hear them in no part of their schedule chilling. No part of their schedule where they're relaxing. No part of the schedule where they're actually doing something to affirm their existence. Check on your strongest friend. Everybody that appears to be well put together may not be well put together internally. And so it's okay to check on your strongest friend. Say hello sometimes. Talk to them. See how they're doing. Reach out. Because you just don't know. Another sign to check on your strongest friend, if it appears that everything is going right, chances is everything might not be going right. They might just be putting on a facade. And a lot of people put on a facade just to give off the impression that they're living life when they're hurting and they're dying in the inside. So what, they're putting up videos where they're laughing, joking. Check on your strongest friend. See how they really doing. Dare to bear 2 minutes of silence just to see if they're okay. Check on your strongest friend. Yeah, I've heard people say, well, I'll just pray for someone. And that's true. You very much well can pray for someone. And the same 30 seconds you take to pray for them, make sure you text or call them too. Don't assume that they don't need any human contact, any person to touch them, both verbally and physically. Check on your strongest friend. It's not necessarily what you say either. It's not. It could be a matter of just giving them a hug. No one has given them a hug. Everyone has been very impersonal with them. Or they're too personal. The way they're living their life, their social life, either the opposite sex just wants them for sex or just wants them to go out and spend money. And that could be guy or girl. And you just need to be that one person to give them a hug, to just say, I'm present. I'm here for you. Yes, my life got a lot going on, but let me check on you. It only take seconds to do that. Well, I don't have 5 minutes. You don't have to have 5 minutes. Have 30 seconds. If you live nearby, knock on the door. Check on your strongest friend. Give them a hug. If you know they're working nonstop, and this is a very selfless act, but like my guest speaker said a couple of weeks ago, it can be a selfish act too, because studies have shown when you're on a positive realm, when you're sending out positive energy, it actually affects your cells in your body and your being, and it actually extends your life. And so through this selfless act, it also becomes selfish because it sends back things into your body that's beneficial. And you might have to, knowing that they have a big, busy schedule and they're doing so much, you might have to sometimes buy them a meal, buy them a shake, buy them something that their schedule is so busy they don't get a chance to eat, but you thought of them and now they're eating. Or you don't know their financial situation. So much could be going on in their life and they're doing so much that they don't know. They don't know. that depriving yourself might restrict you. So check on your strongest friend by buying them a meal. Everything might be paid off. And that's totally fine. It's okay if everything is paid off and you see them living life. But maybe they're so busy that they don't know what it feels like to have, lunch. Check on your strongest friend. This is a public service announcement. This is a warning for some, attention for others. We need each other to survive. It could be 3 words. I love you. I care for you. I miss you. That's all that some people need to hear. And you can't move with the expectation, well, wow, that'll give me advancement, or that'll make them look at me differently and start considering me more than other people. It's not even about that. Be in the moment and check on your strongest friend. Be there for them. Tend to them. You ever saw a duck stuck in mud and it can't move, but it been flapping all day? Your strongest friend is that duck. And yeah, ducks can't fly, but they got little wings that allows them to move. Or can they? Why I'm asking that. Anyway, let's look at the topic at hand. And they got oil and mud stuck on it and they feathers and stuff like that. You pick up that duck, you put them in a bath, and you bathe them in such a gentle way because you don't want to break anything on them, but you want to make sure everything is off of them. That's how you want to look at your friend that's out there doing the work that's needed in their life, that's helping those, that's reaching out to those. You need to be that person for them. To say, out of everything, I know you might not be vocalizing it, you might not be telling anyone, but I know it's hard. Life is hard in general. Check on your strongest friend. Let this be encouragement to pull on those that you've been overlooking, those that pop up in your mind, but you haven't taken the time to call. Emotional wellness, relationship building. This is all spun together. And your call, your presence, your touch might be the very thing that propelled them into success, propelled them into another day. And when you look at it that way, you don't become so conditioned to think that they're okay. Maybe they're not okay. And you might even be inspired to do it more often, call more often, touch more often, be available more often. Check on your strongest friend. This concludes this episode of ER Emotional Response Podcast.